Welcome back to episode 4 of my New York Yankees playthrough at Out of the Park Baseball 20. We're starting off this episode by making a quick move. Giancarlo Stanton's back from the DL, and Tauchman's taking up a roster spot. I could demote him back down to AAA, but he's playing really, really well right now. I don't think he's ever going to repeat this. He's already 28. I think we can get something good for him. A lot of teams are offering trades for him. So we're going to go ahead and take a look real quick at all the prospects that people are willing to give up for it. We're looking at batters right now. I took a look at pictures, and there wasn't anything too crazy. Batters-wise, though, there's just a couple of really good players teams are offering. First of all, Reese McGuire from the Blue Jays, great catcher. Is projected to be one of the better catchers in the league here soon. However, we have Sanchez, so we don't need to be making a trade for a catcher. The other one that was somewhat interesting is, let me find it, from the Red Sox. They're offering Bobby Dalbec, who is a third baseman, if I can click on him. Got really good home run power, which is super interesting. Good contact, pretty average over here. He's going to strike out a lot, though. The reason I like this is a backup to Miguel Andujar, because in this game, his outlook's still a little questionable. I'm tempted to go for this just because this guy's a good replacement for Andujar if Andujar doesn't pan out. He's already completely developed. If you look at his stats through the minors, quite a low average guy, at least in AAA, but good slugging percentage, good OPS plus. 16 home runs in the minors is pretty damn good. A lot of strikeouts, however, though, just 127 strikeouts in a minor league season, 127 strikeouts in 500 plate appearances, 430 at bats is 25% strikeout rate. That's probably a little high. I mean, I know Judge and Stanton get up there too, but I think I want somebody who isn't going to do that as well. Plus, I don't want to make a trade with the Red Sox just to kind of follow some realism here. But that's okay because the other guy who I'm actually more interested in is Nick Gordon, if I can find him here. Here he is, from the Twins. This trade might be a little unrealistic. I honestly can't believe that the Twins are offering a 23-year-old shortstop prospect who's pretty much all developed, just a great all-around shortstop, great defense. For Mike Tauchman, who's had one good season in the majors and is 28, it's a little cheesy, but I mean, if you look at his minor league stats, he's, doing really well this year, and I think this is the trade we have to go for. He's got great personality. He's a spark plug, which is sometimes pretty hard to find. Adaptability, work ethic, and intelligence. I think it's a no-brainer. He only has 6 days of major service. Yeah, I mean, even though Tauchman's helping us quite a bit right now, Stanton's coming back, and I'd rather have him in the lineup. So I think we're going to go ahead and do it. I think it's funny Cashman doesn't think this is a good trade, but I mean, this is just a no-brainer to me. I almost want to just give him something else to make it a little more realistic because this is ridiculous, honestly. I'm going to add Hever Bueno in there. He's not that great of a pitching prospect. He's 24. He's eligible for Rule 5. I don't think he's going to go anywhere, so I might as well throw him in there just to make it a little more realistic because this just seems like a steal. Mike Tauchman for Nick Gordon, but we're going to go ahead and do that as our first trade. So taking a look, we actually made another trade off camera. I got rid of Tulowitzki. A little unfortunate because it's kind of fun having him on the roster, but Didi came back and our roster was full. He wasn't playing that great, and we got a good deal for him anyway. We gave him and Luis Cessa, who was out of options and wasn't pitching well for us anyway, to the White Sox, as well as this center fielder here who wasn't too crazy. We got back Ian Hamilton, who was a pretty good reliever. He didn't have much service time. He'd only played in 22 games so far, as you can see. So he's in our bullpen now. And we also got back Hector Acosta. I figured just another pitching prospect wouldn't hurt. If I can click on him there, he projects to be, somewhat average. He could fill at the bottom of a rotation in the future. He's also only 20 years old, so might have some upside there. We also signed Hunter Barco, who is that two-way player with a bonus of $12 million. It cost a lot, but I think it's going to be worth it. And also Cesar Valerio, who I'm actually more excited about because we got him for almost half, and he projects to be a pretty good player. So that's pretty exciting. We have some more draftees who we're trying to sign right now. I'm sure we'll get all of them. But I think the most exciting thing that's probably happened is getting Nick Gordon from Mike Tauchman. I mean, that's just an absolute steal. So one quick stop before we get to the All-Star break I forgot about is the International Amateur signing period. I'm taking a look here at what is available, and oh my, there is some talent. Juan Cerullo, 80 contact potential, 75 gap power potential, and 80 home run power potential. And that's not just a fluke by our head scout either. If you go between OSA and head scout, they both think incredibly highly. Our scout a little more, but oh my God, that would be incredible if we got that guy. There's a couple other ones too. This catcher who's projects to be pretty good. I mean, all these guys are pretty good, but I think we have to just try to dump all of our $5 million for the international amateurs into this guy. So sure enough, we got this Juan Zippy Cirillo. Pretty excited about him. I mean, I know he's a couple years out, but if he can develop, like, that's going to be a generational player right there. All right, welcome back to the All-Star break. First thing I want to do is highlight some of our prospects. We're only going to be looking at a couple of them. All of these guys we just drafted, so I added them to the list. Everson Pereira, he is a number 43 prospect in all of baseball right now. He's hitting pretty well. He's just 18 years old, but I'm probably going to bump him up just to the next level of rookie ball. Next up is Anthony Siegler. He was drafted last year, I believe, and he's hitting really well, so I'm probably going to bump him up to low A ball here. He's already 20 as well, so I think he's probably ready to go up into some real baseball. So next up is Josh Stowers. We acquired him in the offseason. They actually did in real life. He was part of the Sonny Gray trade with the Reds and the Mariners. He's hitting really well, and he's also 22, so I'm going to put him up to double A. If you look at his ratings, they're already really developed anyway. And the last prospect on the list for batters at least is Nick Gordon. We just acquired him. I'm leaving him in AAA. I like where he's at here. He'll probably make his debut next year or possibly in September call-ups, but we have depth in the middle infield right now, so we probably don't need him. For pitchers, the only one I'm going to make a change on is Clark Schmidt. He's 23 years old and he's pitching really well. I'm going to bump him up to high A ball. He's currently in normal A ball, so we're going to go ahead and send him to high A Tampa. The only other pitcher I want to look at is Matt Wivens. He's a reliever in AAA right now. He's pitching really well. His ratings are really good. He's almost 26 years old, so he's going to get a September call-up most likely to keep us fresh down the stretch. So if we want to go ahead and take a look at the All-Star rosters, we can see who made it from our team and also who's having a really good year. Pitching-wise, look like there's a couple of really good pitchers. Trevor Bauer and Jose Barrios are both sub-3 ERA. Gio Gonzalez as well has a sub-3 ERA, which is awesome. He made the All-Star team. He's the only starter of ours who did, it looks like. Chris Sale's also having a great year. Blake Snell again. Verlander too. We also had Gary Sanchez make the All-Star team. He looks like he's going to be the starting catcher for the AL. Anybody else? Aaron Judge made it, which is always good to see, but that looks like it's it. For the National League, looks like kind of how you would expect. Daniel Murphy having an insane year, like he always does in this game, I feel like. Keep batting 360 right now with almost a 650 slugging percentage. That's insane. Already a 4.5 WAR. Anthony Rendon's also having a great year. 4.7 WAR so far. Christian Yelich is having a repeat season, 600 slugging percentage, 5 WAR. Harper, his ratings in this game are always really, really high, and he's playing pretty well as well. So if we just want to take a quick overview of our pitching and our lineup, just to see how everything's going. Like I said, Gio Gonzalez is still pitching phenomenally, sub-3 ERA. I'm going to move him above Tanaka. Not that it really matters, but I'm going to do that anyway just because he's pitching a little better. Relievers, everybody's kind of starting to get it together, it looks like. I think Dellin Betances finally figured it out. If we look at his stats, he's still walking a lot, but his strikeout numbers are insane. I mean, I think we can still rely on him for a little while. Chad Green's having a good year, as well as Adam Ottavino, which is always good to see. Obviously not the bullpen performance that we'd want with how hyped up this bullpen was, but we did lose Chapman, so that always hurts. Lineup-wise, if we take a quick look, Hicks has a 350 OBP. Judge is doing pretty good, 500 slugging percentage, 424 on base percentage. That's insane. That's like Joey Votto level right there. Gregorius has been pretty good since he's been back. He has a 600 slugging percentage. Stanton's performing all right. 20 home runs, not bad. Voigt's still raking. He's doing everything I could ask from him. Sanchez has cooled off a little bit, but not much. He's still slugging 550, 23 home runs. It's always good to see. I mean, if he keeps up on this pace, he's projected for 41 home runs, which would be great for a catcher. Clint Frazier, he's hitting pretty well as well. 355 OBP, 270 average. We can also look up here, see what Frazier's got. Yeah, he's batting above average for sure. And Duhar's kind of figured it out, which is always good to see. He's batting above average, as well as LeMahieu. Overall WAR-wise, it looks like Judge is at the top, followed by Sanchez. Hicks and Frazier also round out the top 4. So we're going to go ahead and call this episode here. A little bit of a shorter one, but I'd like to make the last half of the season all into one episode and then the playoffs another. So we'll see you back in this next episode. It'll be all of August and September leading up to the playoffs. Hopefully nothing else changes. Hopefully nobody gets injured, and we can grab one of those wild card spots. Because right now, I mean, if we look at the standings, it's close, that's for sure. I mean, we're above Cleveland by 1 game, but the Blue Jays are creeping up. Hopefully we can turn it around, maybe take the top spot, but almost 9 games out, it's somewhat unlikely. So we'll see you guys in the next episode.